Okay, have you ever really thought about your food as more than just, well, fuel? What if it was a powerful clinical tool? Today, we're going to dive into how nutrition is making a huge shift, moving from just a wellness trend to a core part of medical treatment. Let's get right into it. So, picture this. You're in a doctor's waiting room, you see two people, and their situations couldn't look more different. But what if I told you that their health problems actually come from the exact same place? So, on one hand, you've got patient A. He's a little kid who isn't growing right and just seems to catch every bug that goes around. And then there's patient B, a young adult who's overweight and is already dealing with the early stages of diabetes. I mean, one person is clearly undernourished and the other seems overnourished, right? So how could they possibly share the same root problem? So what is it? What's that hidden connection? How can you get two totally opposite outcomes from the very same source? Well, the answer is all about how we look at the food we put on our plates. The hidden link? It's nutrition. But, and this is a big but, we're not just talking about eating healthy. We're talking about nutrition as a specific, targeted clinical therapy. This is where we leave the wellness blogs behind and step into the world of actual medical prescription. This quote just nails it. Nutrition is not an accessory. It is treatment. Let that sink in for a second. For a doctor, a diet plan isn't just some friendly advice they tack on at the end. No, it's a fundamental part of the treatment plan. Every bit as crucial as prescribing a pill. And look at the scope of this. It's massive. We are talking about managing some of the most serious conditions out there, from things like diabetes and high blood pressure to really specific problems like kidney and liver disease, and even infectious diseases like tuberculosis. For every single one of these, nutrition is an incredibly powerful lever for treatment. All right, so if nutrition is a form of treatment, what's actually in the toolkit? Let's break down the essential building blocks that doctors and dietitians are working with every single day. First up, the big ones, the macronutrients. We've all heard of them, carbs, proteins, and fats. But from a clinical standpoint, they have very specific jobs. Carbs are all about energy and critically managing blood sugar. Proteins? They're for building and repair, absolutely essential for your immune system and for healing. And fats are vital for your hormones and for absorbing key vitamins. Oh, and fiber, often the forgotten hero, is a total superstar for your gut and keeping blood sugar in check. Now this is where it gets really fascinating. Look at how a lack of these micronutrients leads to actual diagnosable diseases. This isn't just about feeling a bit off. If you don't get enough vitamin A, the clinical diagnosis is night blindness. Not enough B12, you can get a specific kind of anemia and even nerve damage. Too little iron? That's another distinct type of anemia. These are clear-cut diseases that have a nutritional cause and a nutritional cure. Okay, so let's see how this all comes together in the real world. How does a doctor take all this knowledge and turn it into a concrete, therapeutic plan for a patient? Let's see it in action. It's actually a pretty clear, logical process. Let's use high blood pressure or hypertension as an example. Step 1, you get the diagnosis. Step 2, you set a clear clinical goal, which is to lower that blood pressure. And step 3, you write the prescription. In this case, it's the DASH diet, which is clinically proven to work by focusing on, you guessed it, lowering salt intake. It's just as precise as prescribing a specific medication. And you see the same model used across the board. If a patient has diabetes, they're prescribed carbs that are low on the glycemic index and high in fiber. Someone with kidney disease gets a very carefully controlled diet for protein and potassium. A patient fighting TB needs a high-calorie, high-protein diet to battle the infection. See? Every condition gets its own specific therapeutic diet. These aren't just healthful tips, they are medical prescriptions. And that really brings us to the most important point of all. Understanding that food is medicine, that's not just for doctors. It's knowledge that empowers every single one of us, every time we sit down for a meal. This right here is the big takeaway. Every single meal you put together, every food choice you make, that is a prescription you are writing for your own body. The power to really influence your health for the better, it's right there on your plate. So, I'll leave you with this question. The next time you sit down to eat, take a look at your plate and ask yourself, what prescription am I writing today? Is it for energy, for repair, for prevention? The choice really is yours.